I've got a little bit of a confession that might surprise you. I really used to suck at making online videos. Like, it was bad. It was god-awful bad. I really would love to delete these things from the internet, but they motivate some of you because you don't suck as badly as I did. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Today we're going to talk about my old cringy horrible videos and why they still exist on YouTube. I started taking YouTube a little bit more seriously in 2013, but like many people, I started an account, made a couple of videos, and then promptly let my channel die and never really took it seriously at all. This was kind of a popular trend back in 2009. I have no idea whether things would have been different if I had decided to go serious back then, but the reality is I had no direction. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and Lord knows I knew pretty much nothing about making good quality videos on the internet, like most people in 2009. Fast forward to 2013, I mostly do tutorial videos at that point, a few question answer style videos around tips for graphic design, photography, or video editing, and they're not so bad, but I still have to grind through about, 50 to 100 of them before they really stop sucking and get anywhere decent. And there were a couple of reasons for this. You can have all the fancy camera gear in the world you want, and your videos could still come out like crap. You could ultimately get decent at editing and have all that fancy gear, and you could even know how to use it. And there's a chance your videos will still be crap. And by crap, I don't mean nobody will watch them. I mean they will be so bad that you hope nobody watches them, which is my experience for the first 50, 60, maybe 100 videos that existed on this channel. I have no idea when I got my first 100 subscribers. You know why? I was praying to God none of you were watching. No idea when I got my first 1,000 subscribers. You know why? Again, praying to God none of you were watching because I didn't like what I was putting out. Not the content itself, but the quality of the on-camera presence and experience, and also I hated the sound of my own voice. It was pretty bad. It was to the point to where there's no way in hell that I could have had the courage and charisma to make the type of video that I'm making right now. There is no comparison. It is night and day. It is horrible how bad I was, which is why many of you should feel encouraged because there's no way you suck as much as I did. Not a chance. The winner of the Crappy Video Olympics 2009 through 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Roberto Blake. Now, I didn't go through all of that just to kind of make a roast video on myself or, be memey or anything like that. The whole point here is that despite being horrible at video, having no idea what the appropriate camera settings were, not having great gear, having no on-camera presence or charisma or energy, having no idea how to, actually structure a video that people would watch and be, informed or entertained by and get a decent retention rate out of, having no actual process that I formalized for making my videos and winging it every single time, those things all added up to why my videos weren't good. It wasn't until I started taking things a little bit more seriously and getting closer and closer to wanting to do daily videos, which would force me to get all of those things right and to improve incrementally through sheer effort and sheer quantity to get to quality. It was only because of that I became halfway decent at making videos. And the result is that as long as I leave my camera set up and it's charged and I'm not starving to death so that I don't have low energy, I can make a fairly good video with the minimal amount of effort and it will be well received. And I won't hate it when I'm editing it. One of the big takeaways that you should get from this, besides a pep talk that your videos will not be as bad as mine were when I got started, is the fact that the 5 things that I mentioned are really important. Having strong on-camera presence and charisma is make or break for having an emotionally satisfying video, whether you're trying to be an entertainer, whether you're trying to inform people, you can't bore them to death, or whether you're trying to motivate people, get them excited, and get them to take some kind of action in their life. It is important to have a strong on-camera presence and to be able to show your personality and be authentic. And it's not easy to do. The camera is intimidating. You're talking to an inanimate object like it's a human being, reaching through the lens and through technology and through someone's computer screen into their home or into wherever they are in the world and building an emotional connection out of thin air. Look, it's hard enough to do that in person. If you can do that through a camera lens, you're awesome. Knowing how to research a topic or being able to at least structure your points to keep from rambling if you're going to go off the top of your dome like I do, since can't see a teleprompter because, my eyes aren't so good, need glasses for that, they're right over here. Those things are a struggle for a lot of people, right? It's something that takes some effort or some skill or ability. Even if you're going to ad-lib, you would need to have a talent for it or at least to practice a lot. And so these things are challenging. The technical stuff is actually easier to overcome. You can learn camera settings, you can look them up, you can Google them, you can watch my videos on that. You can find camera gear and figure out how to use it by watching reviews, tutorials. Again, I've made a lot of those. And then the last thing, though, is a little bit harder. Making a streamlined process for producing quality and quantity is a little bit more challenging and difficult to figure out. But I did it, and I found something that works for me, and I've been able to teach other people how to do that, especially in my one-on-one coaching and consulting, or when I do workshops and speaking engagements, or when I do private workshops for companies, because that's part of what my business outside of YouTube is. These things are things that I've been able to pass on and replicate once I have a little bit of context on people. But to be honest, there's a lot that anybody could adopt for themselves, and it's fairly straightforward. The problem is, to teach you any of this is a challenge in YouTube because of not only the algorithm, but the culture of YouTube and the fact that with 1,000 informative edutainment style videos, I've reached and understood what the limitations of teaching anything in YouTube is. And the thing is, it works for single serving lessons. It doesn't really work as well for an intricate process. Making awesome videos is hard. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It took me hundreds of videos to get it anywhere near right, and I still improve over time with more experience and more exposure. But I did get it right through consistency, through hard work, through effort, and from continuing to educate myself. It would have been nice, though, to be able to have something as a tool that could expedite that process, that could cut the learning curve, that could make it just a little bit easier to figure all this stuff out and not have to hunt through thousands of videos on the internet before I get an answer. So if that's something you've experienced, then I made something that you guys might actually be interested in. I made a course. You don't have to buy it. You're not obligated to buy it. You're not even obligated to sit here and listen to me tell you about it. But if you're interested, there is a link in the description of this video, and I will link it in the info card up here. And if you feel that you trust me enough to help you with this process and you want to buy something from me, even just to be supportive of the free content that I've done up until now, then I would invite you to take the Formula for Awesome Videos course. It tackles the finer details of the 5 major problems that I just outlined that keep people like me from making awesome videos. And if you take this course, there's a much better chance you won't have to do 50 to 100 videos that you're unhappy with and that you just had to power through before you feel really satisfied with the result and feel like you made a good video that represents you, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or even as a live streamer. I really feel that this can help you because I basically reverse engineered all the problems and things that made me have such a low opinion of my early content. Like I said, this isn't for everybody, and not everyone learns well from a structured course. Some people learn in person, which is why I do speaking engagements and workshops. Some people need a little bit of advice and guidance in specific executions and strategy or training, and that's why I offer coaching. I've tried to help teach as many people as possible. YouTube's a great platform that's let me reach literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people and educate them and inform them about something that made their life or their career or their business better. But there are limitations to what the platform can accomplish. And even if I wanted to give away all of it for free, I would bump into the limitations of the platform. It's also not the most practical business strategy in the world. So like I said, if you're struggling the way I was struggling, the formula from Awesome Videos can help you. There's also a lot of great supplemental material here on the YouTube channel that you could be consuming for free. Not everybody watches every one of those videos though, and I know that. And that's why a course makes sense for some people, because they won't be recommended a distracting viral video that takes them out of learning mode. I've also got a great free podcast for you guys to listen to. And when I do speaking engagements, most of the time I post them here on the channel. You could be watching those for free as well. But if you dig structured learning and you like being able to focus without distractions, and you want the templates, the downloads, the PDFs, and all the other materials that I can offer, then this course is going to be really practical for you. Anyway, guys, learn how to make awesome videos, however you're going to do it, whether it's watching free content on the internet, whether it's taking a course, whether it's just making 100 or 1,000 videos. I mean, that's what I did. You know, I would just want you guys to focus on tackling those 5 problems. Learn to get better with your on-camera presence and charisma. There's a great channel called Charisma on Command here on YouTube if you want to improve your overall confidence and charisma. I would highly recommend it. If you want to learn more about camera settings and you want to learn more about cinematography, then I definitely recommend you check out D for Darius. I recommend you check out Sarah Dici and Peter McKinnon. They have some of the best content for aspiring video creators and filmmakers here on the YouTube platform. If you want some of the best gear reviews for making online content, then check out my friend Sean Cannell. He has a great channel called Think Media TV, and I think that you would benefit from it no matter what. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me kind of like going in on myself and roasting 2009 Roberto. I mean, let's cut him a little bit of slack. He was going through a very difficult time. Anyway, I had fun making this video, believe it or not. And I would love to know if you enjoyed this different type of video from me and a little bit more comedy interjected. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome stuff on the channel, just not my old crappy videos. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.